vocal warm-ups are important, especially if you're someone like me who can't speak normally, unlike those mutants who can speak coherently right off the bat. So usually I would say and and I pause a lot and lose track of the thoughts in my noggin. But upon learning how to speak to myself in the mirror and consult a professional, essentially, I was able to use my words and not stutter as much. And that lets you come off as more coherent, confident, charismatic, and attractive. So, what do you want to do with that? Well, you just need to vocal warm up. Just talk. Talk anywhere, in your closet, in your bathroom, in your room, whatever. Before you go live, before you do a call, before you go out to a social gathering. Especially if you're like me and you're incredibly awkward and your engine needs to rev up first before you can hold a conversation like a coherent human being. Because if you can't do that, well, you come off as that introvert, and maybe you are introverted, but even introverts can talk coherently if they allow themselves time to warm up. If they warm up, they can speak like this for eons. They can keep talking, they can keep rambling, they can keep annoying people to the end of time. Because as long as you got that urge to speak and ramble about your interests, about the stuff that is good, you'll keep going. Because you'll note that I haven't said or at all. I've just jumped from one thought to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's what it lets you do. Vocal warm-ups are important because they allow you to get your thoughts out of your voice box and into the world around you. Now, some people may go, I don't want to hear your voice, and in which case they are wrong because you are awesome and you have to remember that. The opinions of others do not matter unless they are positive. I'm kidding, but you know what I mean. So just get out there, do your vocal warm-ups, don't give a fuck, and just fucking own it. Just own that shit. Just be you, and just talk, okay? Because it is your greatest weapon. Being a speaker online or wherever, you gotta use your voice box. And to do that, you need those vocal warm-ups. Because if you don't do that, you'll just be a little awkward and you'll just be like, no one will want to listen to you because you won't have that commanding presence. So you must be locked in. And basically before this short, I did like fucking 30 minutes of just talking to myself. And it worked. There's the again, by the way. Sometimes I say that. So I'm Steve Goldblum and I'm not perfect. I do it sometimes. It's a verbal tick of mine, and if I'm not consciously telling it to shut the fuck up, it does come back. But if you can substitute other words, like I say but, it comes off as less awkward. Alright, so kudos to the power dreamer, fellow dreamer. Power to you. Have fun. Bye. Subscribe.